I'm just going to treat this as a conversation about everything that I've done this week. So I will just be talking to you as if I've called my friend on the phone and we're just having a talk about the things that we've done in the last week. I'm currently out for a walk with my dog. This is my favourite way to do live streams. I think it gives us a really nice background to the video. Behind me you can see a really lovely rowan tree. Let's get a little bit closer so that you can see that. These are quite common in the English countryside. They have these lovely orange berries on them. And we're going to go for a little walk now. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. So, things that I've done this week. Last weekend was really busy. I usually try to keep my weekends fairly quiet. My children are at school all week, so I like to see them at the weekends. It's nice to spend time together as a family. Last Saturday, we got a new kitten. You might have seen photos of our kitten on my community post page. He is really cute. The kitten is called Pickle. He's now 11 weeks old and he's got lots and lots of energy. Pickle has made friends with our other cat. We already had a cat called Lucky, and Lucky and Pickle are now getting on very well. They're good friends, which is amazing. We did expect that Lucky might be a bit angry about us bringing in a new cat, but he's been really good. He's very caring towards the kitten, which is nice. On Saturday evening last week, we went out for my parents' wedding anniversary. Normally in England, a couple will just celebrate their wedding anniversary together, but there are certain anniversaries that are bigger or more special than the others. This one was my parents' golden wedding anniversary. That means that they've been married for 50 years. So to celebrate 50 years of my parents being married, we went out. We went for a meal at an Indian restaurant. Everyone in my family loves Indian food. We have some very good Indian restaurants around here. It seems to be a popular thing around the whole of the north of England. I don't know about other parts, but in the north we have dozens and dozens of Indian restaurants. So that's where we went to celebrate my parents' wedding anniversary. That was me and my husband and children, also my brothers and their children. So it was a really nice family event. I'll just stop talking while these cars go past. I'm hoping it won't be too busy this morning. It's quite early on a Sunday morning. I'm walking past a field with some horses in. Horse riding is quite a popular hobby around here. I live near lots of farms. Lots of people own horses, and you can quite often see people out riding their horses on the quiet country roads around here. Last Sunday I went to a bodybuilding competition with one of my friends. That's quite an unusual hobby. That's not very common around here, but bodybuilding is one of my hobbies. You might know I'm a personal trainer. I work in a gym and I really enjoy weightlifting. And bodybuilding is one of my hobbies, so I went to watch a show with one of my friends from the gym. So I'm just turning around, my dog is here. He's trying to get me all tangled up in his lead. So the bodybuilding show was great fun. I will be competing in a bodybuilding show next month in August. I am a bodybuilder as well as a personal trainer. That's my hobby. And I will be on stage at the British Championships at the end of August. So that's something that I'm training really hard for at the moment. I'm spending a lot of time on weightlifting and exercise, but that's okay. I really enjoy doing that. But it does mean that I'm finding it quite difficult to fit in all the things that I've got to do. Thank you very much. Someone's wishing me good luck. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need it. I saw some of the other competitors at the show last week. They were very, very good. So I need to be even better to beat them. It's only my second show. I competed once before, which was in 2022, so 3 years ago. That was a smaller local show. So I did well in that show, but it was a very, very small show. And this is a much bigger one. So I'm a little bit nervous. I will let you know how that goes at the end of August. The rest of the week has mostly been work. I worked at the gym for 4 days this week. My children finished school. It's now the summer holidays for, I think, every school in Britain now. Most schools have the same holidays. They all finish at the end of July, and the children will not go back to school until September. So the whole of August is usually school holidays in England. Scotland is a little bit different. The Scottish school system is separate to the English school system. They have different exams and different holiday times. But for most of England, everyone's on holiday now until September. Hello, welcome to the people who are just joining me. This is my weekly chat about everything I did this week. So we've spoken about my new kitten, my parents' wedding anniversary, my bodybuilding show. So, and yeah, finding time to edit a YouTube video, I'm afraid, is really difficult. I do have one that's half finished, so hopefully I will get that done this week. I have a cute little video about my kitten. Of course, I've taken hundreds and hundreds of photos and videos of him, so I will show you some cute kitten photos in my next video. I'm just going to slow down here. It's quite hilly around here, so if I walk too fast, I'm going to get out of breath. What else am I doing this week? I'm taking care of my neighbour's cat as well as my own cats. It's really common for people to ask friends or neighbours to take care of their pets when they go on holiday. So we're just popping round a couple of times a day to take care of the cat. It saves them putting the cat into a cattery. So a cattery is, I guess, like a hotel for cats, but most cats don't like being in those. So it's really common to just ask your neighbours to take care of them when you go on holiday. If we go away, my parents usually come around and take care of my animals because my parents live very nearby. Am I an English teacher? Yes, I am. Yes, I teach English as a foreign language. This particular video, it's not really a lesson, it's more of a conversation practice. But if you have questions about any of the words that I'm using, any of the expressions, please feel free to ask. You're very welcome to ask questions and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't do one-to-one lessons. Right now, I'm homeschooling one of my children. He has some major exams next year, so possibly next summer will be when I start to do one-to-one classes, or maybe group classes. I haven't decided yet. So I am thinking about starting up classes, but it won't be for at least a year until my son's finished his exams. Of course, that's more important at the moment. I've been teaching English for about 15 years. I started teaching English when I worked for a company called Decathlon. I lived in London for a while. Decathlon is a big sports store. It's very popular in Europe. It's a French company. They have a few branches in the UK. And I worked with lots and lots of people who had moved to London to learn English. So I was one of the few native English speakers in the store, so lots of people came to ask me for advice about their English, and it was a lot more fun than running the store. So I decided I would really prefer to teach English than work in a sports store. So I went to get my qualifications, my teaching English certificate, and then I started teaching English. And I've done classes online and I've done classes in a classroom. And right now I'm just teaching on YouTube while working in a gym. I would love to do it full time, but the money just isn't there at the moment. Working in the gym pays my bills. So you need a course from me. What kind of course would be the most useful? Because I have thought about this. It's the summer holidays, so I'm not homeschooling right now. I could possibly put together some kind of video course for my channel. What kind of things do you struggle with? If you let me know in the comments, so what level you're learning at and which topics would be most interesting or most useful for you. Because I will be making some more videos through August while I'm not homeschooling. Where do I live right now? I live in the Peak District in Derbyshire. The nearest cities are Manchester and Sheffield. If you look at a map of England, you'll see Manchester and Sheffield in the north, and the Peak District is right in the middle between those two cities. Mark, that is definitely your problem as an English teacher. I can't help you with that, I'm afraid. Just going to have to learn to live with it. And people leaving rude comments are not going to get a reply from me. So beginner to advanced, I think the first thing to understand is that that's going to take quite a long time. So a YouTube course of a few videos is not going to help with that a lot. If you want the basics, we can do a basic course, or we could do say A2 to B1 course. You have to take it in steps. So stepwise, go up gradually, and it really depends how much time you have available to spend on learning. Anmar says, I have a teacher from Manchester. Is that an English teacher or a teacher of another subject? I went to university in Manchester. Manchester is a great city to live in, actually. If you have to live in a city, then Manchester is quite nice. I personally don't like cities very much. I prefer to live in the countryside, which is where I am right now. But Manchester's not a bad city. There's lots of interesting things to do. I have seen Game of Thrones. I didn't like it much. I don't tend to watch really violent shows. My husband watched it. There's an email address on my YouTube profile for anyone who does want to contact me. It's, let me think, helenwteacher@yahoo.com. So you can email me. I don't give out my phone number or my WhatsApp online, but you are welcome to email me with any questions that you have or any video suggestions, or you can just leave them in the comments. So am I walking in my home? Yes, this is not very far away. It took me maybe 15 minutes to get here. Right now I'm next to a golf course. I'll show you, golf is another popular hobby around here. I don't know if you can see anything, not really. So golf is the game where you hit the small ball and then walk after it. It's not something I find particularly interesting, but it is a popular sport around here. It's very expensive. It's really expensive to join a golf club, and it's really expensive to buy the equipment, but lots of people still do it. Do I have Instagram or Twitter? I don't, actually. I barely have enough time to keep up with my YouTube channel. So I decided that if I had Instagram or Twitter, that would just take away far too much of my time. So if I'm posting photos, they will be on the YouTube community tab. And if I'm posting videos, they will all be on YouTube. So I don't do TikTok. I don't really do shorts either. I prefer long form videos. Hello to everyone who is joining. Welcome, welcome. This is just going to be a short live. It's starting to rain as always. Every time I try to do a live stream, it starts to rain. That's fairly typical of the British weather in summertime. It is summer here, and it's when we put ish on the end of a word, it means it's kind of warm. I think it's about 17 or 18 degrees Celsius today. For me, that's t-shirt weather. I know in other hotter countries you're probably wearing a coat at 17 degrees, but this is about the best we're going to get, so we've got to make the most of it. Comprehensible input, yes, I do have some of those. I'm going to put links to those videos in the description when I've finished doing the live stream, because I do have some that were deliberately made as comprehensible input to explain some things to you. I could do more of those. All right, I am going to finish off, I think, because I'm probably going to get wet. The skies are looking very grey, and I've spoken about everything I did this week. So my plans for next week, I'm also working 4 or 5 days next week. And I don't think I have anything planned for the weekend. So I will try to get on another live stream next weekend and show you a little bit more of the lovely British countryside. So let me know if you like these walks, if you like having a look at the countryside while we're walking and chatting, and tell me in the comments anything that you want to know about the English language, any videos that I can help you with. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.